What's up, guys? My name is Drew from SportsData360, and I'm here to give a quick tutorial on the NFL Player Props Analytics tool. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we have the opening page. Right when you log in, you can see the matchups for this week. So we are approaching NFL Week 17, 2025 at the time of this tutorial. So we have all the matchups to drill down into. But the very first insights you see on this page are the players trending up table. And since there are so many players listed on this table and it's just a tutorial, I believe we were going to show the first few, kind of blur the rest for a limited view for now, but these results are fully tracked throughout the season. And this is a list of all the NFL players that have the highest over profitability percentage, along with their last three and upcoming opponents. So as you can see here, Alex Pierce has gone over his reception yards total in 11 out of his 13 games so far. Shedeur Sanders has gone over his interceptions total in 5 out of 6 games. Funny that's being marked as trending up in this table, but it's really just tracking overs, so that's a good thing to remember. Just below that, we have the players trending down table. Same idea. These are the players that have been the most profitable to fade, or the highest under profitability percentage. Same idea. Kareem Hunt has gone under his receptions total in all but one game this year. Same for Isaac Tesla from the Lions. He has also gone under in all but one game this year. He's also been kind of flying under the radar, definitely compared to last year. But these tables are great for just seeing, especially which prominent players have not quite been hitting their numbers on a consistent basis or going over on a consistent basis. Finally, we have the functionality that really no other product on the market has tracked this thoroughly. It's the defensive trends table. So here we have the highest profitability percentages that NFL defenses allow. So we'll find a few NFL defenses showing here for this tutorial, and I'll give a quick example. The Baltimore Ravens, very first row, have allowed starting running back ones to go over their receiving yards totals in 12 out of 15 games. Next row, the Cincinnati Bengals have allowed tight end ones to go over their receptions totals in 12 out of 15 games as well. So we can get an idea of where they're allowing quarterbacks, other skill position players to go over their player prop totals. On the last half of the list, we can actually see defenses that force or allow a lot of unders. So the first one we have is the New York Jets have allowed opposing QBs to go under their interception total in all 15 games this year. And yes, that is true. The Jets don't have a single interception this season. Actually pretty insane. They're about to set an unbreakable record. Next one down, the Buffalo Bills have allowed, or we can say forced in some cases, opposing QBs to go under in passing attempts in 13 out of 15 games so far this year. So that could be because teams actually target the run more against the Bills. That could be the fact that the Bills have more time of possession. It's not just about tracking the results. It's critical to be aware of the lineup changes, the injuries, the trends, matchups, because these are tight, optimized player prop lines. And it can be tough to find an edge without all the information. Let's drill down on a couple of these picks, show you guys a little bit more of the dashboard side of this. We'll go Kareem Hunt reception unders, and we'll go Cincinnati tight end reception overs. Here we have Kareem Hunt's page for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a little bit of a different story we have going on here. As you can see with receptions, he's gone under in nearly every game this season. He only had one game against the Indianapolis Colts where he had 3 receptions. Every other game, it's been 0 or 1 receptions, other than the Chargers game at the beginning of the season where he had 2, but his prop number was 2.5. So this is very interesting. It looks like he's really not getting many targets out of the backfield. We can check that here. Only 1.4 targets per game for 57th in the NFL out of running backs and wide receivers. So really not targeted much as a skill position player with only an average of 1 per game. So with the number being 1.5 receptions here, he never goes over this total, never sniffs it with the number of targets he sees. With the odds even still being crazy juiced at minus 220, I could still see some value there just because over the course of this entire season, if you were betting at all at around this juiced number, you're still profiting. It could be one to pair with something else, but overall, I think it's still a pretty safe play. Maybe up the units on it a little bit. This is, again, probably something we'll be tailing when this game comes around this week. All right, we have the player page for Trey McBride. This is where the Cincinnati Bengals allow a lot of tight end receptions overs. So we're on his receptions page. This is where an unstoppable force meets a very movable object in this really bad Cincinnati Bengals defense. Trey McBride has obviously been going off all year. It's really pushed his lines for everything up, so it's hard to find value. But the Cincinnati defense has just been awful. Bottom of the league in passing yards per game, and it's not even on that many pass attempts per game, kind of middle of the road there. So again, pretty bad. And if we look at completion percentage, bottom half of the league there again. You can see the reception yards overs allowed by Cincinnati here, over 75% on the year, as well as if we look over here at Trey McBride, 10 targets a game, 7 receptions a game. So yeah, he's definitely been very consistent so far. We can take a look at a couple of these injuries. I'm not seeing a lot of linebackers or anything for the Bengals out. Wide receiver, cornerback, defensive end, maybe a backup tight end there, looking like that. So overall, it looks like everything else back there was injured reserve. Arizona, quite a few. So a guard out, personal, a tackle, Buda Baker for concussion, couple corners, Marvin Harrison Jr., limited practice, which actually, if you look at this, we probably need to check if Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing this week. Once we get closer to the game, that could be even more targets Trey McBride gets from Jacoby Brissett. So over 7.5, I'm probably going to wait on that Marvin Harrison Jr., how he progresses through the week as far as his injury. I could see him getting to this number at 12 a couple weeks ago, but only 4 last week. Yeah, we'll probably have to wait on some injury news for this one. So I hope I've been able to give a good walk through the tool and how it can help you make more informed betting decisions, be in the know a little bit more about the nuanced betting market that is player props. Maybe it'll even help you win a few more bets as we close out the season and go into the playoffs. One of my favorite Super Bowl traditions is to just load up on some player props along with some squares. So this tool is huge for making some of those picks and just being aware of what's been going on, tracking it through the regular season, how it differs through the playoffs. And I think it'll be really valuable. Find a few more betting angles, make it more fun on the Super Bowl. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.